Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down something pretty incredible. How a tiny $35 job ended up building a home service empire, and what that means for anyone trying to build something real from the ground up. So where does a story like this even begin? Well, how about a kid's jujitsu class? Seriously, that's where two guys who were technically competitors, Hubbard and Casey Walsh, just happened to connect. One of them noticed the other's company sweatshirt, and that one little moment kicked off everything. And that chance meeting, it led to them sitting down, having a cigar, and just talking shop. And what they found out was they had the exact same philosophy. It wasn't about finding some magic trick or silver bullet to success. Nope, it was all about building on a solid, unshakable foundation. Okay, so let's dive into the most important part of this whole story. This is the piece that honestly changes everything. We're talking about how one single $35 job became the bedrock of a multi-million-dollar business. It all starts with this, $35. Back in 2009, Casey puts up this, homemade yard sign, literally scrap wood he nailed together. And he gets a call from an older woman, a lady named Ruth. All she needs is an old grill hauled away. The price for the job, just $35. So he loads up the grill, job's done, right? But then he asks this one simple question, and it's so powerful. He just says, "Is there anything else I can do for you while I'm here?" Ruth says no, but she does mention, oh yeah, she's got this brand new grill sitting in a box she still has to put together. And right then, Casey just insists on helping her out. He spends the next 20 minutes assembling that new grill for her. For free. No expectation of getting paid another dime. He just wanted to be, and this is in his own words, a stand-up guy. And this is where the magic happens. You can see it laid out right here, the snowball effect. That one tiny act of kindness, that 20 minutes of extra work, it just explodes. Ruth tells her neighbor, who gives him a full truckload job. That neighbor tells their neighbor across the street. And it just keeps going until the entire neighborhood's HOA gives him a contract. We're talking months of steady work from one $35 job. And here's the real kicker. It's been 16 years, 16. And to this day, that neighborhood, those zip codes, are still his highest grossing territories. That one $35 investment is still paying off year after year. This whole story is the perfect example of what they call the be the guy philosophy. Think about it. Everyone wants to know a guy for a certain service, right? The goal is to become that person. You want to be so reliable, so trustworthy that people are actually proud to refer you to their friends and family. So really, it all comes down to these three things. The 3 R's of a solid foundation. You're looking for repeat business, passionate referrals, and a great reputation, which really comes from reviews and word of mouth. Get those 3 right, and you've got a rock-solid base. There's a great saying from the restaurant world that fits perfectly here. We just put it on the plate. It means you focus all your energy on your core product, in this case, your service. You make the thing you deliver so unbelievably good that it speaks for itself. That is your marketing. Okay, so that all sounds great, right? But what happens when you start to get successful? When the money's rolling in and you get tempted to forget about that foundation? That brings us to our next big lesson, the very real dangers of growth and how fast expansion can actually become a trap. And this is a trap so many business owners fall into. Look at this distinction, revenue for vanity versus profit for sanity. It's so easy to get caught up chasing those big, flashy revenue numbers, the next $1 million milestone. But that's just vanity. What really matters, what keeps you sane and builds a healthy business, is the profit, what you actually get to take home. And Casey is the first to admit he fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. He got so obsessed with opening the next location, with hitting that next big number, that he completely took his eye off the ball. He had this one profitable location that he just neglected. And it deteriorated into, in his words, a total shit show. Yeah, it got so bad, there was only one thing he could do, a complete hard reset. He had to fly out to that location and fire everybody. And I mean everybody, the entire crew, all of the management, the whole shebang. He had to start over, completely from scratch. So what happened after he cleaned house and went back to basics? Back to focusing on putting it on the plate? Well, check out these numbers. In just 18 months, that exact same location became his single most profitable branch. It's just proof that the model works, but you have to stick to it. And this leads us right into our third and maybe most crucial point. Rebuilding a business isn't just about processes and systems, it's all about people. And it always starts with a leader's mindset. I want you to really look at this chart. The difference here is night and day. It's all about blame versus accountability. A struggling owner, they blame everyone else. You can't find good help. My guys don't care. Customers are cheap. But a successful leader, they look in the mirror. They take full responsibility. It's on me to create good help. I have to give them a reason to care. And here's the thing. Most people really do want to do a good job. They want to go home at the end of the day feeling proud of their work. But here's the catch. They can't hit a target that they can't see. So as the leader, it's your job to define crystal clear what a good job actually looks like. You set the standard, and then you show them how to hit it. So in the end, the big secret to building a lasting, successful business, well, it isn't a secret at all, is it? It's not some fancy marketing hack you find online. It's not a silver bullet. It's just a relentless, unwavering commitment to the fundamentals, day in and day out. And that's our explainer. For Casey, putting it on the plate meant spending 20 minutes to assemble a grill for free. So as you go about your day, I want you to ask yourself this one simple question. What's the one extra thing you can put on the plate for your customer today? Because that little thing, that could become the foundation for everything else.